Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on KXAN Live. I'm your anchor, Esmeralda Zamora, and on this Thursday morning, we have our Weekend Watch segment with meteorologist Freddie Vela. Freddie, thanks for joining us. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. The skies look beautiful. There's not as much dust as when we started the week, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, we had a lot of windy days behind us now. But with the wind that came in, definitely saw dust coming through. We had a blowing dust advisory, which I personally have never had to go through before.
Me neither.
So it was interesting to have to go through that and see what it was like. All the dust that flew through, cars were just completely full of dust.
Yeah.
But that's behind us now, and now we have beautiful skies.
And this weekend is going to be specifically the busiest here in Austin that I've been around, and you have all the information to tell us exactly why. But let's go ahead and start and looking at what our weather forecast is going to look like.
So you know me, I love to talk about what the weather will be like first before we get into some of the different events that are going on. And the weather this weekend looks like it's going to be fantastic. All right, here is your forecast for Saturday and Sunday. Now, a front is going to come in on Saturday that's going to help out our temperatures. Let me give you a little backstory to this. Friday, we're hitting 84 degrees. It's going to be kind of warm outside on Friday. As we get into Friday night going into Saturday, you may get a little bit of drizzle out there, maybe a shower or two. But then Saturday, looking fantastic. 71 degrees. The front comes in early. We're looking at breezy conditions towards the afternoon. And then as the time we get into Sunday, we're looking at hitting about 66 degrees, sunny and cool outside for the day. It'll be cold in the morning too, so just be prepared for that because it is going to be a fantastic weekend for all the big events that are going on. Let's talk about the first one. The first one's a little easier to talk about. As anyone who's been watching knows, I love theater, and there's a really cool show that's coming up. It is called Funny Girl. If you've never heard of Funny Girl, let me give you a little bit of backstory here. It had the debut of one Miss Barbara Streisand on the screen. She'd already been doing other things, but this was the first time Barbara Streisand was featured on the big silver screen, and this was a semi-biography about the life of a Broadway star named Fanny Brice. And Fanny Brice was, it's about her entire life, about how she wanted to become a singer, how she wanted to become a dancer, how she wanted to be a Broadway star, and then her relationship as well, her tumultuous relationship, shall we say. So it's a really, really cool show. The Don't Rain on My Parade is one of the most well-known songs in musical theater history. And Barbara Streisand, of course, made it famous. Also, a bit more backstory here. Glee had an episode about 10 years ago. It's about 10 years ago. Glee had an episode where they actually sang the song Don't Rain on My Parade. They had Leah Michele sing it. And it was a big deal for Gleeks out there. I do remember the episode because, again, I'm in the musical theater, so I watched Glee. I do remember watching that episode and thinking, man, she's really good at that. And the whole basis of her character is wanting to perform in Funny Girl. Well, fast forward to last year, Leah Michele, outside of the show, obviously, was on Broadway in Funny Girl singing Don't Rain on My Parade. It was something that Gleeks have been waiting for forever to see actually happen. It was a full live circle here. And anyway, but Funny Girl on tour right now. It's going to make a stop here. It's actually already made its stop here in Austin. Kicked off on Tuesday, and it runs all the way through this Sunday. So you have performances tonight, Thursday, tomorrow, Friday, 2 on Saturday and 2 on Sunday. The matinees are at 2 p.m. And then the Saturday show is at 8 p.m. and the Sunday show is at 6:30. So a lot going on there. You can visit kxan.com. We have the link on there that'll take you straight to where you can buy the tickets. But Funny Girl is probably, and it's so funny, Esmeralda, because I was just talking to some of my friends, Jacob and Walker, and we were discussing, musicals and the type of musicals that I really like. And one of the things that I had talked about was my love of big musicals. I'm talking about My Fair Lady, Gigi, Gypsy, Man of La Mancha, Sound of Music. I can go on and on. And how normally local theaters don't put on those types of productions anymore because it's expensive for one. You need a lot of actors in order to be in it. The idea of big musicals is kind of waning a bit as far as like the older musicals, right? We don't see very much of Man of La Mancha is going to be performing it, whatever. So the fact that we have Funny Girl, which is this type of style of big classical old musical that can be reborn into something, I think is really great. And of course, it's stopping here at Bass Hall.
Wow, and Leah Michelle is probably one of my favorite artists and actresses. Do you know if she'll be here performing at this one?
That is a good question. Unfortunately, no. So for those who don't know as well, usually the Broadway cast or the West End casts in London, those casts normally just perform within those shows. And then they do a tour normally when the show has wrapped up on Broadway. And the reason they do that is so that way it encourages you to head out to Broadway and watch the show on Broadway. Now, there are exceptions to that. Wicked, they have the Broadway and the West End versions, and then they still toured with the show. So it's not always has to be like that. It's more kind of a fast and loose kind of rule. But in this instance, if I'm not mistaken, the show is already closed on Broadway, and so now it's touring. It's a whole different cast, but the cast is phenomenal. I was able to watch a bit of it, of this cast that's coming through, and you got to check it out. It's so much fun, and just to hear them perform a lot of these songs, it's great. So if you have a chance, head on out. Bass Hall. If you want tickets, kxan.com. We got a link there that you can go ahead and purchase tickets.
And how often does this specific musical come back or relive?
I'm glad that you brought that up. It's very rare that tours will circle back around. So usually they'll tour for like a year or two, and then that's it. We don't normally see a recurring visit to certain spots. So this year we've had Peter Pan the musical, we've had Shucked, we've had MJ the musical. Those have all run through Bass Hall. There's also been plays that have run through. Come Away With Me, Fly Away With Me, Come Away With Me. That was one of the other musicals that came by in January. We have Moulin Rouge coming up in a couple of months. Yeah, the musical on that one. But those musicals are not going to be the same ones we see next year. So if you miss it this time, you may not be able to catch it again. So that's why I recommend you go check this out. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I saw on your article on kxan.com there might be some rain in the forecast, so this is a good option if anyone wants to stay indoors and still have some fun.
Yeah, for sure, especially Friday night. Friday night, we do have that chance of seeing a little bit of isolated showers or drizzle. Very minimal, but still there. So if you want to be indoors, this is a great place to go. By the way, let's say people want to be outdoors. I have another event that I'm ready to talk about.
And everyone has been anticipating this specific event, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Let's talk about it because there's no way to get around it. South by Southwest kicks off. We've already started seeing little bits here and there, but it officially kicks off tomorrow, Friday. It's going to be film, music, TV, comedy, and so much more. Here's the thing. There's two different sides to South by Southwest. There is the ticketed side where you purchase your ticket, your wristband, your badge, whatever it may be, and you go and you enjoy everything there is to be part of. There's panels, there's screenings, different things like that. That all requires a ticket. So you have to register with South by Southwest. And there's different varieties of badges that you can purchase to attend specific things or be closer, whatever it may be. So it's a lot. You're going to have to go to southbysouthwest.com or, of course, kxan.com. And then, of course, we're going to have the link there where you can go. Here's the other thing. There's a lot of free events that you can go to across Austin. One of the really cool ones that I wrote down was the Whataburger Museum that's happening this weekend only, Saturday and Sunday, the 8th and the 9th. And so you have to check that out too. They're going to have all different kinds of cool things with Whataburger Museum. Now, the reason I bring up the Whataburger Museum is because it just shows kind of the zaniness of South by Southwest and the cool things that you can do. If you have TikTok, you can search South by Southwest, free attractions or free events, and they have lists, literally dozens and dozens and dozens of things that you can do for absolutely free at South by Southwest, but they're going to have movie screenings, and they just announced, no matter your political belief, I'm not here to tell anyone what to believe, but Michelle Obama will be here as well. She's going to be having a panel too. So there's a lot going on. Celebrities, guests, comedians are all coming in, all to be part of this. So go check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't even tell you all the screenings that are going to be because there's too many.
There's way too many. I tried to look at the schedule on their website and I just got overwhelmed with the pages and pages. But I like that you had wrote on your article that the stars are invading Austin because that's pretty much what is happening. Everyone is coming together, coming here. And you mentioned all the free events. Our digital team here at KXAN is awesome, and they created a article showing all the free events that you can attend. You can find that on our website, kxan.com. Freddie, are you attending this year?
So I am. I'm heading out there on Friday because I'm leaving Friday afternoon. So Friday morning, I'm going to head out there. I'm going to check out some of the cool events that are going to be going on. So if you see me out there, say hi. Because, by the way, traffic is going to be pretty bad too. So
very bad.
Already start planning on how you're going to get around the city. Get those bikes out because you're going to need them. But yeah, there's going to be a lot to do and a lot. Free adult beverages in lots of places
at
too.
All the events.
So anyway, you got to check it out. It's a lot of fun. South by Southwest kicking off this weekend. Funny Girl this weekend. Just so much to do.
Yes. Have you ever been to South by Southwest before?
I have. One of the ones that I like to talk about was when Game of Thrones came by to South by Southwest. They brought in a replica throne, and I was able to sit on the Iron Throne. So awesome. I have the picture somewhere. I don't remember, but I got to look for it. It's me sitting on the Iron Throne.
Yeah. I've never been to South by. I really want to go to the Whataburger Museum because we're from Texas. Whataburger is a Texas thing, and that would be so fun to go to. But even just walking around Austin or downtown, you may see some stars. I know there might be a scooter shortage because everyone, like you said, is looking for those bikes, looking for those scooters. So a perfect time to enjoy the air outside and take a walk, enjoy the view.
Oh, yeah, and just so you guys know, I'm saying that it's this weekend. It actually runs starting tomorrow all the way through the 15th. Yes. So there's plenty of time. It's a whole week of activities, but it just kicks off on Friday. Mm-hmm. So just go to our website, kxan.com, look at the article. We have a bunch of events there. Or look up this article as well, and there's a link there to the website where you can see all the different activities.
And this is the article. It's titled Weekend Watch Musical Funny Girl and South by Southwest. We have those weather details that Freddie added, and then also the event details and links as well. So if you're looking for more information, just go to our website, kxan.com. You can find this on the homepage, and we have a very eventful March, right, Freddie?
Oh, yeah, for sure. There's so much more to do. Next weekend, there's a really cool event featuring some Sailor Moon characters that we'll go into for next weekend as well. So you guys have to stay tuned for that.
Well, thanks so much for joining us, Freddie.
Thank you.